former commander of U.S. submarine forces, and before that, submarine forces in the Atlantic. Retired Vice Admiral Michael Connor certainly knows all about American undersea detection capabilities around the Titanic, and though he likely can't go into all the details, we're certainly glad he could join us tonight. Admiral, thank you so much for being with us. I'm not going to ask you for a lot of details because I know you won't be able to give them to us, but can you just talk in general about these listening devices?
Sure, I'm happy to help, Anderson. I think Orrin has it about right. There are systems. They're located in various places around the world that are of interest to the country, and they do passively detect noises in the ocean, usually used to classify what's out there, and can help in situations like this.
We're told that this was determined to be not determinative, and they didn't know for sure what it was, but that the information was passed on to an incident commander. Do you know who makes the decision of whether or not to release that information in an operation like this? Because obviously questions are raised about why they released information about days later about sounds being heard that raised hopes of that the people were still alive, and not release information about, well, there was this other sound, we don't know exactly what it means, but just putting the information out there. Who makes that call?
So there are many parties involved in the search. In a situation like this, they try to typically flow the information through the incident commander, so the incident commander has best information. The incident commander probably made some decisions about how much of the information they had to reveal. In this case, I think, I would suspect, again, I don't know this for a fact, that he found out fairly early in the process that the probability of a catastrophic event was pretty good. But there's an active search going on, and what they probably did with that information was focus the people closest to the Titanic on looking on the bottom, and then cover the other situation where maybe the vessel came to the surface and started to drift, and they used other assets to continue that search. To make a premature and possibly wrong announcement that the sub was lost before you knew that for a fact would only disincentivize a proper search. And I know that if one of my family members was on there, I would want all efforts exhausted until there was no hope. And I think they achieved basically that result. So I give them credit for the way they did.
As someone who's spent their life on and under the water, I'm wondering what you make of this whole sort of, I don't know if tourism industry is the right word, but they call them mission specialists, but people who are able to pay a lot of money to go down and take this risk. It seems clearly at this point very unregulated. As a professional, underwater former admiral, what do you make of it?
What's going on here is a very different thing than the way the Navy and most navies would operate. First of all, the depths they're going to are an order of magnitude deeper than what we typically go to. And the cost of operating deep are exponentially expensive, exotic materials, as you've been being briefed on all evening. It's a very difficult thing. I think it's a very difficult thing if you're attempting to do it for a profit. And so you really probably warrant some pause on what you do, how you do it, what you tell your customers, whether you call them passengers or mission specialists. The net result is about the same.
Yeah. Vice Admiral Mike Connor, I really appreciate your expertise. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.